Hey guys, in this video I'm going to give you 3 key tips to win more rounds on Shutdown. This limited time mode pits 2 teams of 8 against each other to protect or destroy data servers. If you implement these tips, you should see a significant rise in your win ratio, especially tip 3, so be sure to watch to the end for that one. Let's not waste any more time and get straight to tip number 1. And that is to use the specialist equipment. Obviously this is an 8v8 competitive mode, so using those bits of equipment and using the right ones in the right place is really key here. And also you'll notice that certain specialists have very little or limited use. So I would say avoid using Sundance. Rao has very limited use, as well as Angel. Their equipment not really great for this particular mode. Not that they're not good specialists, but they just have very limited use here. Having said that, some of my top picks would be McKay, Casper, Blasco, Boris of course, and even Crawford. McKay's grapple hook just makes him indispensable for getting around, getting into those flanking positions that are vital for this type of mode. Casper of course has his recon drone, which is super handy, and Blasco has the jammer of course, plus she is invisible on radar type devices, so always a perk there. And then Boris and Crawford just work really well defensively. Boris's turret, Crawford's Vulcan cannon, just set them up somewhere and you've got a strong point ready made there. And of course on top of that you've got the class gadgets too. Recon class gadgets especially helpful with the spawn beacon and the T-Ugs motion sensor. Those are my top picks. And if you as a team pick and match these elements well, you will really find you're just so much more effective. So really experiment with those and find out which ones you like to use. Work with the other ones you're not used to using, so that when your teammates say want to use McKay or some of the assault guys, you can then be on support with a recon soldier or with a support soldier, for example. Now tip 2 is something that quite often is going to go hand in hand with tip 1, and that is to make sure you use the high ground. Getting yourself up high will give you a bigger view of what's going on around you. You'll be able to see the enemy team and their positions more clearly, and also other squad mates will be able to spawn on you and they will have the ability to move around the map easier from that heightened position. Now you should obviously be careful where you go. For example, in Manifest, that first tower that the attackers have access to, probably not the best place to go to because you're in plain sight, everyone knows you're going to go up there. It's just not the ideal spot. However, there is a smaller tower close by, sort of more in the middle of the map. That is the high ground I'm talking about. So, with those 2 tips in mind, it's now time for our third and probably most important tip of all. And that is to be adaptive. The single biggest mistake I see being made time and time again is that players get too hooked in to one of the 3 objective points and they just keep running back to it despite the enemy team being dug in. They don't try and change direction of attack, they just keep running down, for example, a narrow corridor to attack it, and they get killed over and over and over. So instead of that, what you're going to do is you're going to take yourself and a lance if you can round the back to the other side. Let's say your squad have gone to A, or your team rather, you can go to C, plant one there. That'll draw off a few soldiers at least from that end, allowing the other squad to go ahead and plant at A. And even if you can't secure a lance, just do the same thing, and then from that objective just start working your way back towards the enemy team. Normally they'll be completely focused on your squad mates, so you'll have an easy time taking them out. If you successfully combine all 3 of these tips together, you will be winning the vast majority of your games, which means more ribbons for you and more of those sweet rewards unlocked. Hope this helps you guys. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing, definitely hit that like button too, and maybe leave a comment. How have you found the Leviathan Rising event so far? Now, go dominate the battlefield. Thanks for watching.
Hostile down! Lance carrier is down.